And thanks for joining us for ABC 7 at 4. I'm Nicole Gomez. Now we'll continue with our breaking news coverage on ABC 7 at 4. Now DHS has canceled the parole status for 900,000 migrants who were paroled through the CBP One app to obtain status. Now the parole status is a 2-year temporary authorization to be in the United States due to circumstances in the home country. Now, the CBP One app was a cornerstone of the Biden administration's immigration policy to limit the flow of migrants along the southwest border. Migrants who use the app could apply for parole status and in some cases were successful in getting it. Now, migrants received the formal email notification from DHS letting them know their parole was canceled and that they should self-deport. And thanks for joining us for ABC 7.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom,
to limit the flow
Call
of
HALAL,
migrants.
BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the
App
Most
was
High.
a cornerstone of the Biden
And the name is
circumstances in the home country. Now the
and the name is only begotten Son, and the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles, the great millstone, who taught us the truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful lake scattered abroad. Shalom to the 144,000. Real quick, okay, this says Trump cancels legal status for 900,000. Trump cancels legal status for 900,000, and that's almost 1 million people, okay, that just abruptly got their legal status canceled. Trump said, you got until like what, April 24th, of this month. People got to self-deport, and you got up until April 24th, which they brought this out on March 24th. They give you 30 days to pretty much get the hell up out of here. Or they're going to come down with the military and, send people to El Salvador, okay, that El Salvadorian prison or Guantanamo Bay or wherever they want to send you, okay? And they say once you get sent out, it ain't no coming back, all right? And this go to show you that we are definitely in a time of the fall of America, and these things are going to intensify, man, all right? Let's see some of these comments. It says, look, making America great again. Promises made, promises kept. So, look, this is what happens when you vote for a racist person. And look, the comments are going back and forth, but mostly these Edomites are happy this is happening. Okay. Somebody said, "Hell yeah, keep it coming. We need 20 million deportations." So this is the spirit that these Babylonians are in. Somebody said, point them out. No under-table works. Cut off funds. All right. Pack your bags and leave. Time is up. All right. So what this is going to do, too, is this is going to cause a lot of friction in this country. The people that are here, they ain't trying to go back to their country. All right, at least not without a fight. They gonna start bucking up and acting crazy, and there's gonna be civil unrest. Okay, so let's just go right here. Let me put well, let's knock this out first. It says Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." You gotta be paying attention. Like last week we went to camp. There was a whole protest going on that we didn't even know about until we got out there. And that just go to show you that, at any moment you could be, walking or driving down the street and it could be a whole protest down there and all hell can break loose. Okay? It says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We in some evil times, some evil days, man. Okay, and a lot of bad times are coming. They called this year the year of terrorist attacks. Okay? Now, what does that mean? It's all led to be seen. All right, I went into it last week how Hezbollah got sleeper cells here. And these other countries got sleeper cells here, and they're just waiting for to get that call. So who's to say that coming into April 24th or around that time, that call is not going to be made and people are going to start acting out on these plans they have, been set up. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And the Lord's will is that America is going to be destroyed. Okay, we understand that, wholeheartedly. America's through. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, they ain't gonna say it right here. Let's see. Nation divided. It's the blue letter for you. Let me grab it over here. Salakia. Yeah, this nation is definitely divided. You got these proud Edomites, these Republicans. Then you got these other people that's here. No, it's a kingdom divided. Salakia, kingdom divided. Let's do that. But let's see what it says in the NLT though. I believe that's Luke. Yeah, that's Luke 11-17. Nope. Luke 11-17. All right, ain't gonna make this too long. Just a quick update. As we see these things brewing in the earth, we got to report on these things. All right, so this man is about to come down with that wrath. This devil is about to come down with wrath. Okay, and if you're not under the hedge of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, you gonna get caught up in this, man. All right, it says Luke chapter 11 and verse 17. It says, I'm reading in NLT. It says, he knew their thoughts, so he said, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A family splintered by feuding will fall apart, and this kingdom is definitely divided. Okay, that's one thing for sure. This kingdom is divided. Okay, and what it's going to bring in a civil war. Okay, civil war, and this is why you have it where they come out with that movie Civil War, because they letting you know what's coming. It's all predictive programming. All right, it's all predictive programming, and this country is on a brick of complete chaos. All right, and that's what time that we are in. Okay, and if you can't see that, you're going to find yourself in these situations where the Lord's going to, turn this place up. It says, you say I am empowered by Satan, but if Satan is divided and fighting against himself, how can his kingdom stand? And when I saw that protest the other day, I saw majority Edomites. I'm not gonna lie, there's a majority old Edomites out there protesting. These liberals. Okay, so this kingdom is not going to stand for much longer with all this going on, all these things taking place, and eventually it's going to get to war or blood in the streets. Okay, it's going to get bloody. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 23, when the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And what we're witnessing right now is the end of this world. This is why a lot of this exposing is going on. The Lord is, exposing these individuals. Okay, the small hats are being found out to be the small hats, to be the devil the Bible speaks of. It's all coming out in these last days. All right, and this is leading up to something. This is verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. All right, and this is like America trying to make up.
CBP1 app was a.
This is America trying to make up for all the the decadence and lavish lifestyle I've been living. It's like if somebody wins the lottery and you go buying a bunch of stuff that you don't need, and all of a sudden you out of money. What you got to do? You got to start selling that stuff off to try to make some of that money back. And that's all America's doing. They're trying to keep their kingdom. They're trying to stay in power. All right, but this devil is losing his power. He's losing his kingdom. Okay, right from underneath his feet. Let's go right here. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's what this means. This man is coming down with great wrath. He's telling you to self-deport now. And I know people that's on that program, you know, the little Biden thing. All right, they're on the app or whatever. Well, this man is telling you to go ahead and self-deport now. They're warning you. Go ahead and get up out of here now, because if we got to come and get you, it ain't gonna be pretty. All right, and that's gonna bring in persecution. Okay, and at the same time, they're gonna lump the men of the Lord, the prophets, in there with that, and seek to persecute all of us. It's gonna be complete civil unrest in this country. All right, and that's just the beginning of the fall of this place, man. Okay, the beginning of sorrows. Whatever it said, I'm gonna say shalom, kama sharala, ababa, praise the edifying and hopeful elect. Shalom.